Today I want to share one of the most powerful mind hacks for getting a habit done consistently and not losing steam, not making excuses. And this will be especially powerful for you if you are an ENTP personality type like I am, or if you're another personality type that just struggles with overthinking things, making excuses, making exceptions, losing steam on habits. And also, if you're someone who has ADHD, this will probably benefit you as well. So I will offer you the reframing and then 2 bonus tips to make it even easier. So the reframing is changing the category that this habit falls into. And I'm going to suggest there are 2 major categories that things you're trying to do in your life might fall into. So the first category is things that are optional, things that are choices, right? Like, which career do I want to do? Which person do I want to date? Which book do I want to read today? Right? And so when you have a choice like that come up in your life, do I feel like doing this thing? What do I feel like eating for dinner? Right? Then your mind goes into decision-making mode. Right? It starts thinking, well, there are pros and cons to this. I don't know. I had pasta yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have pasta today. Right? The second category is things that you just do no matter what. They're not choices to be made. They're not decisions. Right? So these are things like sleeping, drinking water, right? You don't debate yourself, should I sleep today? Should I drink? Should I not drink? Maybe moment to moment, sure, but in general, you are not going to debate yourself about whether eating food or drinking liquids is a choice to be made. It's just something every single day you have to do that at some point, right? And so the core idea here is noticing when your mind puts the habit that you're trying to do into the first category, when it treats it as a decision to be made, right? So let's say your habit is, meditating every day or going to the gym every day, right? You might wake up in the morning and you think, well, I know I'm supposed to meditate or I know I'm supposed to go to the gym, but... And then your mind starts supplying arguments. Well, I slept in a little today. Well, I'm kind of tired. Well, I don't know. Whatever logical arguments it's trying to make to give you a suitable excuse so you don't have to do that thing today. And so the key here is noticing when your mind is in that mode, and especially if you're an ENTP, you're someone whose mind is predisposed to being in debate mode all the time. Right? It's so easy for you to just see different perspectives, see different arguments. And so before you know it, you're going to be debating yourself, right? Well, here's an argument in favor of this, here's an argument, right? And you need to, instead of being caught within that debate framework, right? That debate space, you need to step out of it entirely. So your goal here is not to find the winning argument to convince that voice in your head that you have to meditate or that you're allowed to skip today. Your goal is to notice that you're even in the debating area and step out of it. And just say, well, no, this actually isn't a debate. This is not a choice to be made. This is just what I do. And so the other piece here really is identity. So you have to decide, I am someone who meditates. I am someone who goes to the gym. I'm someone who prioritizes health, right? If you instead think of yourself as, I'm someone for whom meditation is hard, I'm just not a meditator, I'm someone who doesn't go to the gym regularly, right? Then that gives your mind ammo to be making those arguments that you don't have to go. But if you decide, no, I am just someone who meditates, that's just what I do every morning, no matter what, it's not a choice, right? That's the trick. So I'll give you 2 bonus tips here to make this easier. The first is to break it down to be as small as possible. So, if you make your goal every day, I have to go to the gym for an hour, that's probably not a realistic goal, especially if you're just starting out, right? I have to meditate for 45 minutes. That's probably too hard. So you have to start out by breaking it smaller, right? I have to meditate for 5 minutes. I have to meditate for 1 minute. I have to drive to the gym. Maybe I don't even have to go in. I just have to drive to the gym, right? That's going to make it feel a lot easier, and then you can increase it over time. Another way of using this tip here is, let's say for whatever reason, today you sleep in, or today's a weird day where you have extra stuff packed in, and you really can't fit your meditation into the morning. So ideally, you're doing it every single morning, right? But what happens is when you make this shift in categories, instead of thinking, if I'm going to do this, am I going to meditate or not? You're thinking, when am I going to meditate? How am I going to meditate? So it's from if to when, right? So if you sleep in or you can't fit your meditation into your usual time, instead of the question being, well, do I still have to do it? The question becomes, well, of course I have to do it. So when am I going to do it? When am I going to fit it in? Well, I couldn't do it this morning, but I have to do it today because that's just what I do. I'm a meditator. So can I do it this afternoon? Can I do it this evening? Right? So it's a completely different orientation. And doing a smaller version of the thing is totally different from not doing the thing. If you decide, I'm going to meditate for 30 seconds, that is so much better than deciding, I don't have to meditate today. I'm skipping, right? Because if you choose, I'm skipping, it comes with it a sense of defeat, right? Of like, oh, I guess I'm not a meditator after all. I guess that's not my real identity. I guess I'm an imposter. Or, oh, I'm allowed to skip, right? Whereas if you decide, no, I'm not allowed to skip, but I'm only going to do 30 seconds, then you've succeeded. Then you're still a meditator, right? So this tip is crucial to make it easier. How do I make this easier? How do I make this smaller so I'll actually do it? Right? And then the second bonus tip here is from Jerry Seinfeld. He calls it don't break the chain. And the idea is you have a paper calendar on the wall and you put an X every day where you do your habit. And the goal is to just not miss a day. Don't break the chain of X's. And so if you find yourself really wanting to skip one day, you need to force yourself to actually look at the calendar and say, well, am I willing to miss this day so there's going to be no X today, and then I have to start over with a new chain? Do I really want to do that? Is that the choice I want to make? And maybe once in a while, sure, you're totally exhausted. Fine. But still better than that is to say, okay, I'm totally exhausted, but even if I can't go to the gym, I'm going for a walk, or I'm going to drive to the gym, or I'm going to go do one push-up, right? Still better than nothing. Right? And the doing the X's on the calendar can help with that. So, and then the backup there is if for whatever reason you do end up missing a day, just try to never miss 2 days in a row. So try whatever you can to not miss a day, just shrink it down instead. But if you do end up missing a day, you're not allowed to miss tomorrow too. Then no matter what, tomorrow, you have to get it done. All right. So the key here is just noticing the moment when your mind starts turning it into a choice. If it's an if question, am I going to do this today? Then say, nope, it's not an if question. It's a when. When am I going to do this today? How am I going to do this today? How do I break it down to actually get it done today? All right. I hope that helps. I'd love to hear how it goes in the comments, and I wish you a nourishing day.